Yes, you've read that right. I have fallen in love with a homeless person. People. I have an affinity toward homeless people. I have traveled around and homeless people have befriended me. And I just pay attention to a certain kind of people, what we call invisible people. I think I've been that way since I was a little girl. I've always had a heart, an affinity toward the homeless. And as if you look around this whole channel, my whole channel is all about trying to prevent and reduce homelessness. But there have been people that have touched my heart while traveling. And there have been overwhelming times that I have just been overwhelmed and bombarded by homeless people while traveling, stepping over them, laying in the streets while they made their home. I mean, really, literally laying on the sidewalk where I had to step around or over them. But I have some very fond memories. And I'm going to show you a couple on this video today during my travels. All right? What I ask you guys to do, though, is I ask you to open your hearts as you move around the world to the invisible people. But I have a very fond memory of this particular place that I traveled. And I traveled alone. It was a quick weekend one time that I traveled. I was on a budget, decided I was going to be on a budget, also traveled like the locals on city buses and things of that nature. And I was in a big city, and it was a really fast-paced city. And God brought me an angel through a homeless person. And I don't really want to call him that because we hadn't really identified or talked about that that was really what he was. But all the signs were there that this was a traveling person. Even if he lived in a hotel or other people's houses or had his own, all the signs were there. So I can say for sure. But this person befriended me. I was lost, I was walking, I was looking for something, and I landed over at the library in this city. My comfort zone, the library. And as I was walking outside of the library, sitting on the library bench, I sat next to a guy that would change my life forever. I was open to that. A lot of us, we don't even see the invisible people or too bothered, too busy to be bothered. But I sat next to this person as I searched my phone looking for directions. And this kind person befriended me, started talking to me. I can't even remember the conversation. It was so many years ago. But I'll tell you, this person ended up being my companion for my whole weekend trip, where I did not have to be alone. This person showed me around on the city bus to different cities in this big state. Walk with me, talk to me, and we shared our lives. Shared our lives like you wouldn't think. He opened up to me about family, why he chose not to have children or a spouse, and why he lived the way he lived. And I was there trying to figure out my life. A new grandparent, kids newly grown, and I was longing for something different. And we sat one day on the beach, the whole day. And I wasn't bothered. I just opened myself up. That person opened themselves up to me. And we just looked at each other and just marveled. I said, man, you have true freedom. We all are looking for freedom and we think we are free. You are houseless, no bills. You can travel wherever you want. You don't have a spouse or children. You have true freedom out here, just doing whatever you want to do, and people look down on you. And before I went home that weekend, before I flew out to come back home, we exchanged numbers. And occasionally this person would text me. And he said, you have it all. Amisha, you are the one that has it all. Make me feel good sometimes in the midst of my maybe midlife crisis or whatever you want to call it, that I was going through, that I was pondering. I won't say midlife crisis, I say God sometimes gives us an awakening, that we have some growing pains. And I would talk about my grandchildren and my children, and I would show, because he became one of my biggest fans on YouTube. I don't even know if he still watches today, but he was one of my biggest fans. And he said, you have it all. You have family, people that love you. It touched my heart, This person bought me dinner, paid my bus fare, took me out on the town to concerts and that weekend. And I will always remember him. And let me tell you, when we had winter, and we're still in winter now, but we had a snowstorm a couple months ago. And I am laying in my cozy house, warm with heat. And I went to throw something outside because I didn't feel like going all the way to the garbage can. I was going to the garbage can, but I opened the door and it was freezing outside. And so I threw my little bag over to the side by my house because it was too cold for me to go out. And plus I had no sleeves on. That's the way I walk around the house, even in the winter, and I need to have sleeves on. But I got a touch of winter, cold, chill. And as I was about to run back in the house, I decided to just stay out there for a minute. because I thought about my friend. And my friend being out in the world. And it brought a tear to my eye. It brought tears to my eyes as I remembered him. One of my biggest fans on YouTube, every once in a while, he would text me and say, I see you. And give me some critiques too. He said, you're not talking about nothing today on this one. This one you are. Guys, enjoy the video. I met some very fantastic people traveling. I met people on the bus stop. And you're going to trip out. It's going to be so funny, but it's not funny. I met someone on the bus stop. And he actually asked me if I wanted pizza. And he ordered pizza for himself and shared it with me. And I said, where are we going to get the pizza? He said, right here on the bus stop. I said, will the pizza delivery guy order and drop off at the bus stop? Honey, we had pizza at the bus stop. And we sang. And we talked. This is another person, the second person on this trip. We sang, we talked about his life. Oh my gosh. Be open to what life gives you out there. Pay attention to people. Don't let them be invisible. Don't let them be invisible. All right. And before I show you this other video, I want to say, do what you can for the homeless, okay? Especially in the winter. Give them little small tents. Give the homeless blankets, socks, pajamas, shoes, whatever. Keep them warm, long johns. Because that could be any one of us. Love on them, all right? Subscribe, like the video, pass it along, share it, and stay tuned. Stay tuned. I love you guys so much. I'm in love with the homeless. Day one on the beach. I enjoyed myself. I was befriended by some homeless people. Spent 2 hours with a homeless man on the beach having a very profound philosophical conversation. Learned how to live on $10 a day. Things that just brought me to tears today. Wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting my food to be paid for, my bus fare to be paid for by homeless people. What? Friendly people here. Day one done. Enjoy. So are you going to order me a pizza right here on the bus stop?
Yeah, I'll order you a pizza right on the bus stop.
Yeah, any kind I like?
Yeah.
And you going to eat any kind?
Any kind.
And you going to get it delivered right here to the bus?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what? Oh my God, these people are so sweet down here. He's gonna order pizza at the bus stop here. We're gonna eat pizza. Any kind I like, he said. All right. We got the pizza for real.
We just call to say how much we do. We just call to say we love you, and we mean it from the bottom of our heart. Bum, boom, boom.
Of our heart.
Yeah.
Let's
You
say
got
of
the place in
our heart.
there. Yeah, you got the place in there.